Hello everybody. We're back at it once again. Today we got one of my old school favorite suits. We've got the Gym Guard Custom today. This one, so this one's been around for a while. I like pretty much all the older suits. I forget exactly when they add it, and I've got mine in Noisy Fairy colors too, so that's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's got it's got big shield. Thus the name, thus Gym Guard Custom. Yeah, it's got the big shield, it's got the Gatling guns set in the shield, so those are fun to use because you set up and you shoot, and the shield just gets put right in front of you, and, you know, you slap some shield parts on there for the HP increase on them, and you're just like, yeah, good luck. I mean, that said, I have had people just shoot next to me with bazookas, and the splash ends up getting around the shield. It is a raid type, and it can be a little tricky to try to use melee wise. The dagger it has is actually fantastic. It does good damage. The part that makes it tricky though is twofold, right? It has no instant stun weaponry. As you get to see the shield gatling there, the beam rifle doesn't stun, and it has the like shoulder. I think they're shoulder mounted gatlings, which also don't stun. So you have to work a little bit harder to get that actual setup. I've got a good trick for that, but I will get to that in a bit. Also, the dagger's pretty short, even though it does decent damage, and it doesn't turn well. So this is a good candidate for, I forget the name of the part now, but the turning part, the part that increases camera movement speed, because it turns really slow, which can make it a little tricky sometimes to move in on a target. Basically, make sure the thing's in front of you when you move forward, because you can't rapidly redirect very well. Also, no, like, forced injectors or anything like that to help it maneuver, which can make it a little tricky. But what does work... Oh, here's a fun thing. So we've got the support up on top of there. He's doing his thing of being high and peeking out. So I just sit down with the Gatling gun and keep pressure on him. I don't end up killing him with that, and he starts to get wary, being as low as he is, which is perfectly valid. So he just leaves. I'm sure somebody gets him eventually. But the setup here for stunning things, to make it pretty easy for yourself, the rifle does have decent build stun, and so do the Vulcans. So as you saw right there, one of the best things you can do to actually move in, hit with the rifle, move to the shoulder gatlings, like that right there, gives you the opening you need to move in and deal your damage. And you know, you can be boosting in while shooting with the gatlings. It gives you a really nice setup where you don't have to worry as much about the guy activating his dodge roll when you get right up to him or anything like that. He doesn't have that option because you were moving while initiating the stun. It's very fun. You get a good rhythm for it, and it's very, very fun. Sometimes I still like overshoot the target and whatnot because it is fairly unmaneuverable for a raid, but it is really cool. But we're getting up here. We're going to switch over to the shield gatling just to lay down some fire, and do right there. You can see that just soaking damage right there with the shield, which is always a lot of fun. And we're getting stuns stacked up on him too by switching between the two, but he finally moved out of range, so now we're just kind of still trying to line up hits with the beam gun, but not really doing too much. Gonna reposition to actually try and, you know, fight, because we're not built for that much of a range. This thing can do work at a range, but not that much of a range. It still works best in, say, maybe a mid-range position. The weaponry just doesn't have the distance for a lot of... Oh, because that took me off guard for a second. I was like, wait, they didn't have iframes, but he dodged? He didn't dodge. He's got that same skill that the ball-looking one does that I forget the name of. He's a sport type. We actually got that kill, too, with the Vulcans. I actually didn't expect that one. I thought he had already moved out of range of them before that shot landed, but no, I guess not. So that's pretty awesome. But he's got the same... I forget the name of the suit now, but it's a big old round boy that looks... Is it that one? No, I don't think it's that one. I'm thinking of the wrong suit. Right? Yeah, because the one I'm thinking of does damage when you roll into people with it, so that's not what I'm thinking. I think I am actually just thinking of... Which one is it? Because there's another one that has that suit. I used it the other day. I mean, another one that has that skill. Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to have to go back and look through my own stuff now, because I don't remember which other support is able to do that. Oh, and I was just using it too. Okay, anyway, I'll look it up later. I'll figure it out later. We're gonna try and do some damage with the support fire. I don't think it will do much. Admittedly, if you throw a support fire down when you don't have anybody on the field, really the best thing you're doing is disrupting movement, because there's nobody to keep them still. Those colors are interesting too on the guy behind me. I'm wondering if they're a reference to something that I'm not getting, or just personal colors, because it's a... The red legs looks interesting. It's definitely a look. I don't know, it looks like I don't know. Who knows? Somebody probably knows. Well, if it is a reference to something, somebody probably knows, I should say. It looks like we tanked... Oh yeah, we totally did, because my health is still up. We did not get tackle on that, which is always a little bit sad. He's got me stopped. I'm very glad number 4 was here to back me up here, because I would not still be moving if he wasn't. Got a little bit of a hit on with the dagger. Always nice. We're going to move in to try and back up 4 now as well. Got that kill. Kept pressure off of him as well. Probably didn't actually need it, but oh well, we got the kill, and that is important. Moving up here, kind of blocking this lane more than anything else. It's a little bit tricky to actually push up right now, because you can see I've got 2 right there, and then there's the 3rd behind me. Hopefully my guys will be able to deal with that, but I'm trying to do my best to try and get into position to fight the sport, but he moved. So that makes that tricky. Tried to tank with the shield. He did shoot around the shield, and now we're kind of smack in front of 3 guys, and they took me out. That's a little bit sad. But now we're gonna sit back for just a little bit, waiting to come back into the fight. We are still doing fine, so it's not too big a deal. The loss wasn't that bad, but the scores are pretty close. We are late in the match at this point, but not a score I want to lose more on. Luckily, we're staying ahead, but it's 300 point... Yeah, they can absolutely still catch up if we're not careful. And you can see some of the damage there on the beam dagger as well. That downswing is pretty fun. I want to say it's a little high, because I swear I've, like, missed people trying to use it before. Perfectly timed that shot with the beam rifle. Very happy about that, but unfortunately with... You know, you can see we've got 3 guys right here. I wasn't able to really move in and capitalize. He went around that corner. I'm hoping my allies deal with him, because I'm not really in a position to pursue, per se. And somebody else got him, thankfully. I got worried there. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get that kill. I'm glad somebody else did, just to push that score that much further. And that's it. That's the end. We managed to keep that lead at the end there. We actually managed to push it a good bit farther, too. Nice. Right at the very end. For a second there, they definitely could have brought that back. You can see we did damage. We did decent damage. Didn't get a whole lot of kills, didn't get a whole lot of score, but we at least spread damage around to a whole bunch of different targets, which is still pretty good. I have a habit of getting, like, high assist, low kills. And, like, hey, it works. It works. If other people are mobbing things up, but I'm at least dealing damage, people are still dropping, my job is still being done. I'm perfectly okay with that. But that's the end of this video for today. We're gonna... I don't know what we got next. I'm gonna have to poke around, see what I've got. I gotta try and get a video with the Moon Gundam, too. I have it, and I just haven't used it yet. So, we'll try and get that. Kind of depends on what rooms are up. But that'll do it for now. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.